chastised, if lack of a better word, from your UFC job?
Never.
Really?
Fucking
How awesome is
Dana
that?
White doesn't give a fuck.
Dude, isn't that
he gives
great?
18 levels of fucks less than me. He doesn't give a fuck. That guy's worth $500 million.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck. He's wearing fucking sneakers and T-shirts.
Yep.
If you looked at him, you'd never know he's rich as shit. He's as normal as they come. He's just a regular dude. If you hung out with him, you'd love him. He's a great guy. He's great.
I've met him a couple of times.
He's fucking great.
I think he was on the O&A show once or twice.
Yeah.
But because a lot of people, I think, and the only reason I asked that, I kind of assumed it, is that I think a lot of people wonder that, like, oh, does Joe have to tame some stuff down so he doesn't fuck up his gig?
There was an issue where someone was talking to Dana about it one time, and he goes, hey, listen, I don't give a fuck what Rogan's talking about as long as he's talking about MMA.
Yeah.
When he talks about MMA, I give a fuck what he says about MMA. And he knows that what I say about, if I'm talking about fighters and fights, I'm always very respectful. I treat it with reverence.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to do my very best.
That comes across
to give to give life with these words to honor what they're doing. That's what I'm trying to do. That's my goal. My goal is to I'm like a professional fan. And I know enough about it that I can describe things in a way that makes it a little bit more exciting. I'm a comedian, so I could give a little flavor to things. I want to enhance the broadcast.
You could tell you're passionate about it. Like, there are people that just have a job and they're supposed to be like, yeah, this is great. I'm talking about that. And you know, then they punch out and they're done. But you could tell, like, you're passionate about that fucking sport. And it comes across every time, man.
Dude, I did that gig for free for the first 15 shows.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what happened. The UFC was struggling. They had just bought the company. It wasn't financially viable. They weren't making money.
Who were like their big guys at the time?
There was like Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell. This was like pre-2005. 2005 is when it really took off because of The Ultimate Fighter. That was season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter. So I was on Fear Factor, and Dana and I became friends because he offered me tickets to the fights. It's when they had just bought the UFC. So I would go to these UFC events, and I was a giant fan. So I would talk to Dana about Pride and K1, and like, you should try to get Sakurai. Do you know about this guy? Have you ever seen Fedor fight? I would talk about all these different fighters. And then Dana was like, why don't you do commentary? I'm like, listen, man, I come here to get drunk and with my friends and have fun. I work all day. I do stand-up, and I just want to come, like, whenever you have the fights and sit down and have a good time. So he talked me into it once because they were doing UFC 37.5. Now they're at 262.
Crazy, yeah.
And UFC 37.5 was Best Damn Sports Show, period. Remember that show?
Yeah.
They were doing a simulcast where Best Damn Sports Show, period, and Leanne Tweeden was in there, and I was in there, and it was helping to promote the UFC and kind of make like a big deal of it. And Tito Ortiz fought Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell fought Vitor Belfort. And it was like a big fight. It was a big deal. And he asked me to do commentary. And I said, okay, I'll do it this one time. So I did it this one time, 100% for free. And then he said, come on, do it again.
How'd you feel doing it? Were you comfortable?
It was fun.
I think I did a good job. And...
I mean, I was terrible. If you listen to me today, I would say I was annoying. You know, if I would go, I'm not a professional.
Early tapes of anything you do are just the worst.
I tell that to comics when they're thinking about doing a podcast. Like, oh, I don't want to, that's me. Look at me.
Oh,
Fresh-faced.
my God.
Shout out to Jeff Osborne.
Kid,
man,
full
Jeff
of piss
Osborne.
and vinegar.
Yeah.
The whole world at his feet.
Well, look how excited I was. Ooh.
You really are.
But it was legit. It was 100%. Look at all that hair. Oh, my God. I was so happy then. It was, I'm happy now. But it was, I did that. And then Dana talked me into doing another one. And then I said, look, and there was, you know, I remember my manager was like, hey, you should probably be getting paid for this. I'm like, I told him, I go, fly me out. I have the best manager ever. But I was like, look, I told him, just fly me out and give some tickets to my friends. I go, we just want to have some drinks, watch some great fights, have a nice meal, go get some steak. Right. A great night.
Simple pleasures.
That's what I wanted. I wanted a great night. And so then it was like 15 fights in, and then they were like, look, we want to offer you a contract.
Wow.
And then, you know, next thing you know, I've been doing it now since 2001. That's
Isn't
crazy.
It amazing? Haven't some of the greatest gigs you've gotten just happened because of a time and a place and a luck and
doing things because you like them. The same thing with this podcast. Yeah. I didn't get any money out of this podcast for fucking years and years and years. It took forever because I didn't do it for money. I did it for fun.
Yeah.
I did it because I saw you with a machine gun standing in front of a green screen, and I was like,
fun.
I want to do that. That looks like he's having a good time.
When you can have fun, like when I started, I got fired back in 2014. I've been doing Compound now 7 years.
And by the way, when you guys got fired, that was when I started doing your show. No,
When we got fired
not
from
2014.
terrestrial radio.
When you guys got fired the first time, I wrote an article on my blog about it.
Oh shit, yeah.
And in support of you guys.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
You've always been fucking supportive.
And then when that happened, that's when I started doing your show.
Yeah. And I when I got fired in 2014, immediately I was like, I got to strike while the iron's hot. The name's still out there, still the O&A thing. Can't take any time off. And me and Keith Maresca, Keith the cop, threw it together. Like how to learn everything of how to put it out there. I knew how to go in my basement and make a show. I just didn't know at the end of the wire where everything else was supposed to go. You know?
Right.
Now it's got to go out. So there's logistics, there's bandwidth charges, there's all these things no one fucking thinks about when you're talking about putting together especially video broadcast.
The bandwidth charges are giant. It's crazy.
No one figures that shit out. Like they never think of it. It's like, oh, you put it online.
Corolla was the first guy to talk about that. I remember him talking about his monthly charge. I was like, what?
Statistic that a huge percentage of women are failing the physical fitness test for basic entry into the Army. That men pass every single. You get the wimpiest guy who's going to pass it, and women are having a problem with this. Yet we keep seeing this push to diversify the military. I just picture Russia and China laughing their balls off. Like I saw a CIA commercial, a couple of them that have been playing.
Oh, the diversity commercial?
Yeah.
The inclusiveness commercial?
Dude, there's a gay dude who's
I haven't seen the commercial. I've heard of it.
Oh, dude, it's
Let's see if we can
CIA
find it. I want to see it.
diversity commercial. There's one, it's a gay guy. He's a librarian for the CIA, and his job is to pick out mind-bending games for the agents to play. And he was all psyched that
this is a commercial?
the CIA agent, yeah, it's like a recruitment thing. He was happy that head of the FBI at the time, Brennan, had a rainbow lanyard on his thing. And I'm just thinking, what happened to like the CIA? That isn't the place for diversity. There is just some places where the best people that are suited for the job should be given the job.
Yeah.
And if that's a gay guy, that's fine. But why advertise like, hey, we need more gay people in the CIA?
Well, because in this day and age, there's like a narrative, and that narrative is inclusivity and diversity trumps meritocracy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So is this it?
I don't know. I'm sort of
I don't
asking if
think
this
this is
See,
it.
our
No,
nation
this
is
wasn't
counting
it.
on you. No?
because they had
No.
another thing going on this week.
It's CIA
is
woke.
woke
Yeah,
now,
it's the
apparently.
woke CIA, but
What is that one, though? Is that a different woke one?
This
it's
is
not what he's
the-
explaining.
I think ethnic one.
The CIA went from waterboarding terrorists to torturing Americans with shitty woke commercials.
Yeah,
The Daily Dot.
it's
That's
so
hilarious.
fucked up.
Shout out to Claire. How do you say her last name?
So of course
Go
on
for
my
it.
show
Goforth.
we were playing